Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the much promised Dyson Airwrap review on the curler barrels. I have done the two smaller barrels today. They do have the bigger ones in the pack. I've done the smaller ones and this is the finished result. I have not brushed it out because I wanted you to see the final result. I talk throughout the video, so I'll go through my total review and my opinions at the end, but this is sort of what I got, and if you're interested to see how I got this and how finicky it was and what I thought of it, then just keep watching. Hi guys, so this is my hair, probably like 80% dry, give or take, 80% give or take dry. I've just washed it. I will list all the products I used to wash it in the description box down below, but if you are interested, my previous video is actually my full hair care routine, so if you want to know all the products I use on a regular basis to get my hair, that is the previous video, so check that out. I'll leave it linked in the description box and probably on the screen up here somewhere, but let's jump into this. Okay, so today's video is going to be a review on the Dyson Airwrap, the curling property. So I've actually grabbed these smaller curling ones. There's two of them because they both blow in different directions. If you guys can see, there's arrows for each way. So I assume that's the way the air blows. So this one goes that way, which will be this side of my head, and this one goes that way. I like to comb my hair away from my face, so we're going to give that a go. I've also got these little like clips that I'm going to use to clip my hair up out of my face during the video. Just to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to get two of these and section my hair probably just in half. I don't have a ton of, like I have a lot of hair, but I don't have, it's not that long anymore. So section it with these little alligator clips just in half. I have a mirror just here, so if you guys are wondering, I'm looking there. I have put some heat protector in my hair too, just giving you a heads up as well. So, alright, let's give this a go. So this is the wand. I did a review on the brush version of this a couple videos ago. I'll leave that linked up in the cards if you're interested. But let's give this a go. So it just clicks in, just the same as the brush. I've got it on the highest fan setting and the lowest heat that's not cool. And I've never tried this before. It's a complete first impression, so let's... So that's this side, I guess. I don't know. Let's try the other side and see how that goes, huh? As my first impression, it's a little bit, I mean, it's not difficult to use, but it's a little bit like finicky to play with, I guess. I've got some sort of like curls in some sections, waves in the other. My hair is naturally wavy, so it's a little on the, it's already sort of got a kink to it, so I guess we'll just see once I finish this section how this goes. That's that side. This side I think came out a little bit better, especially sort of like these front pieces, but that being said, it's just the air as it's blowing out, sort of like the bit you've just curled sort of gets like blown around, and so it just ends up sort of in weird sticking out volume. I mean, it's drying really quickly, but it's just sort of sticking out in weird angles. I mean, as you can see, I'm getting plenty of lift at the root. I don't know. We're going to keep going. We're going to fast forward through this and watch this, and we're going to see how this comes. I might actually end up making this section into another half, since I've got my hair sort of in parted on the side today. And so I'm going to half that again. And just see. I find that if a section of my hair is a little bit wetter than the rest, it seems to not curl as easy. It gets quite heavy and so it sort of falls. But we shall see. Now that's sort of that section done, this went a lot better. It is very finicky, so it's something that you sort of have to play with a little bit. I don't like that my hair sticks out at the end, but besides that, this actually did a lot better. I think what I sort of didn't click on at first was that you do still have to use it almost like a hairdryer as well, if you're using this on sort of wet hair. So I have to sort of like, I pull it, as you can probably see in the video, I sort of pull it back and forward sort of along the shaft as I would like my hairdryer. With a brush. So I find that that's really helped sort of that out. So I'm going to take this section off, give that section a minute to cool. I'm going to go back to the other side, and we shall continue on and see if this section goes a little bit better. Another thing is that you can't have any big sort of clumps of hair. They have to be really thoroughly brushed through, I guess is the way to put it. Like, because my hair's still damp, it sort of like clumps together in some sections. You can't have that. You sort of need to like brush it through with your fingers first. Otherwise, it doesn't go on, it doesn't wrap around the barrel. So that's another thing that I've noticed. And let's get to that final side. So these do get warm but not hot, like they're touchable and they're not burning hot. My head does not feel hot. It doesn't feel hot when I'm blowing it. It's warm, but it's definitely not hot. As you can see, it's more of like a wave than a curl. I think if I had longer hair, like when my hair was before I cut it, you'd get a little bit more of like a sort of long curl at the bottom. But what it is doing is giving me quite a bit of lift up here and then sort of giving me a curl in the bottom. I will sort of like finger comb this out because I don't like the little curl. That's not how I sort of roll. But I will sort of finger comb it out when I'm done. But let's finish off this last side and sort of have a look. This side, as you can see, the curls are still sitting there. They haven't actually fallen out for the most part. I do find you have to sort of finger curl it at the end to sort of give it the shape. But, I mean, we'll see. This is probably the wettest section of my hair, so we shall see how this bit goes. So this is sort of where I have finished. Now, I'm not going to leave it like this. I'm just going to let it cool before I sort of finger comb it out. Yeah, so this took approximately 15-ish minutes. Probably 17 with all the talking in the middle, and then I'll edit some of this out and speed it up. But start to finish, this was probably about 15 minutes, which I think is pretty good, considering if I was to use a curler, it would take me a lot longer. And if I was to use a straightener, I'd have to wait for my hair to dry and then do this. But I think for the most part, I mean, there's probably some bits at the back that I haven't done, but I'm going to do a twirl so you guys can actually see the back. Like I said, I am going to finger comb this out in a little bit, but not right this very second. So let's give you a twirl. Overall, I actually really like it. I think it is a bit finicky. It's something that you will have to practice a little bit with. You do have to remember that it is a blow drying tool as well as a styler. And so as you can see at the very end, I figured out that if I sort of went an up and down motion, it sort of helped to blow dry those roots and then sort of would naturally curl the end. I think if you had really long hair, this would give you plenty of volume. As you can see, I've got plenty of volume. I think that if you were in a hurry and you needed to do your hair in a hurry before you went out and you just washed it or whatever, this is great. I mean, before this, I'd only left probably like 25-ish minutes, maybe 30 minutes between my shower and this. So my hair was probably, like I said, 70-80% dry. If your hair was a little bit drier, it probably would be a little bit quicker. But like I said, my hair actually had to dry as well. You do have to sort of finger comb the curls into place as you're doing them, but now it's been sitting for a few minutes, my hair sort of has lost that sort of heat. It's actually a little bit easier to sort of continue to curl. You could leave your hair like this. I would prefer sort of more like waves, so I am going to brush it out, sort of like finger comb it down. Yeah, like I said, it is very finicky. I don't often wear my hair wavy or curly. I tend to, if I'm going to style it, I tend to do it straight because I have natural waves in my hair. That being said, this is much more uniformed and nice. It was fairly easy once I got the hang of it. As you can probably see by the third section of hair, I've really gotten the hang of it. You just got to remember with the arrows that you sort of have to do it so they're facing away from your face, if that's the way I like to do them. But like I said, like it's not super hot to the point where I can't hold it or touch it. It does have a little unlock button, so once you sort of click the thing in, it clicks into place and you pull it down to unlock. I did this on the lowest heat setting that wasn't a cool shot and on the highest fan setting. And I really like it. I think it did a really good job. My hair's not overly frizzy. I was very worried about that during the process because my hair was sort of being blown around as I was doing it, but it actually hasn't frizzed up, which is actually pretty cool. I did use heat protectant before this. I will leave all the products I leave linked down below, but it actually hasn't frizzed. My hair is dry. It's probably a teeny tiny bit of dampness, maybe right at the scalp, and that's just because I didn't bring the wand all the way up to the scalp, but down here is definitely dry and good to go. So I think that's really it. If you have any questions about this that I haven't mentioned throughout the video, leave them down below and I can answer them. But overall, I think it's a really good product. Is it an absolute necessity in your routine? Probably not. But if it's something, like I said, I bought this in my previous video, I bought this with points. It was a bit of a splurge with some points that I had that I needed to use up, and really I'll probably end up using the straightening tool a lot more than I'll use the curler, but it's nice to know how it works and how to do it. This is the thinner curler, the smaller of the barrels. They do have a thicker one, which I assume would give me more like big bouncy waves, and I will try that another day. This one is probably the one at this length of my hair. This is the one that I'll probably use. If your hair is longer, I would probably recommend using the bigger barrel because, like I said, my hair's not that long. And it wrapped around here quite a few times already. So it'd be interesting to see someone who's got longer hair, how much longer it would take to wrap around and sort of actually dry. So, something to think about. But yeah, I enjoyed the product. I recommend it if it's something that you're interested in looking at. Like I said, you will take a little bit of practice. This is my first ever go at using it. It was a first impressions. So it took me a little bit of time, but I actually like the process and I sort of like the result. This side, not as much. as this side, but I'm also right-handed, so this side was sort of a bit more cack-handed for me. So, have you guys tried the Dyson Airwrap? If you have, or let me know. And if you're interested in trying it, let me know. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to click subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to stick around for more videos. Check out my hair care routine, which is my last video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!